Somerville is a game that came out in 2023, made by the brand new studio Jumpship. The project itself was led by Dino Patti, who previously had co-founded Playdead, makers of Limbo and Inside. And after playing Somerville to completion, that's about all that I can say with certainty. I've played Inside and Limbo and I love them thoroughly. They're excellent puzzle games. And how do I know they're excellent? Well, I had to look up a guide for about 90% of the game. And this game, with its art style, with its mechanics, is taking direct influence from those previous games. The dramatic music in the opening or in vital sections, the complete lack of music otherwise, the puzzles peppered throughout the game. It isn't a sequel to Inside, but this game is anything but a wholly unique product. Now, I'm not saying that's bad. Hell no, it's a good thing. Dino here literally co-founded the studio known for their abstract plots and atmospheric puzzle games. And I don't know what this video can be classified as. Either a review, an essay, how... I barely know what Somerville is. It's a game that rocked me. It's profoundly emotional with actual undertones of what many people's lives look like today at times. It's also ridiculous and over the top at others. Painfully stupid with its plot twists and incredible reveals not 30 minutes later. I don't know what this game is or what it wants to tell you, but I want to talk about it. The intro to the game is good. It's that usual sort of indie story-driven game intro. A car driving down a winding road at night while emotional piano music plays. Then we have a happy family who are at their home while you wonder when this happy family won't be so happy anymore. So you've seen this opening, haven't you? Literally everywhere. But at least for me, no matter how much I see it, I still love it. It's like a goddamn hit. A hit of a generic eye-grabbing indie opening. The game starts with a family, a man, a woman, and a baby. They have no names, nor do they speak throughout the game. The three of them are sleeping on the couch when a purple light is heard and seen. The baby being the brave, baby, he gets up from the couch and he goes to investigate. He falls into a bag after expressing way too much critical thinking for his age and cries for his parents. They both wake up and the dad goes to feed the dog while the mom tends to the kid. However, that's when the game's plot is kicked into motion. Weird pillar-like things are shot down from the sky, seemingly at random, hitting the countryside, hitting your home, even hitting your car, forcing you and your family to hide in the basement. You flee there while you see military jets hitting these pillars, seemingly doing no damage. While you're hiding in the basement, a military jet crashes into the house. And here, we kind of have the first problem. This is a human, but you can clearly see all that high-tech shit on him, right? And if the opening and prologue was any indication, we're maybe in the mid-2000s. Like to have one of those box-shaped televisions. Their car looks modern, but not too modern, like one of those 2023 hunks of plastic we've seen. And despite the modern, grounded look, this dude is a human, and fighting for the humans. Yeah, it took me to the very end to realize that. But anyways, you get knocked out after seeing a flashback of the guy in training, and you wake up to find that you have powers to melt these sort of weird cube things. You leave your home, you go through a refugee park, you get split off from your dog repeatedly, and another sci-fi soldier who had been stalking you for a while saves you from the aliens. Yeah, don't worry, he also dies. And from him, you get more weird powers. This time to solidify the weird cube things. You get more puzzles until you're eventually chased by an alien and thrown into a river. You get saved, however, hooray! And you also find your family, hooray! And here is my second problem with the game. It keeps going. You see a place that by all accounts is safe, but then you take your wife and 2-year-old kid out of there. And like, to where? I get why we go to the surface. We need to find medicine because we nearly died. But after that, by our accounts, we should go back. So you reach safety with your infant child and you're walking through an overrun city. Obviously, you get found by aliens and a chase begins. You reach a church where another futuristic soldier helps you. You climb the church, and after an accident with a spaceship, you are the only one carted out of that hellhole, and your family is left for dead. Which isn't as worse as your dog, who somehow teleported to the top of the bell tower, who also is left for dead. And from here the game keeps going, and I cannot, for the life of me, even detail what the fuck happens. So, you know what? I'm just gonna give up, and I'm going to use the Wikipedia plot section here to tell you what happens. The man is taken to the undersea headquarters of the military organization. A scientist has the man utilize the red and blue powers in a series of tests in front of an audience. It is implied that the 3 soldiers were a strike force, originally intended to assault the main alien vessel. The man is being tested to see if he can adequately replace the dead red and blue soldiers. The facility suddenly comes under attack. The man and the purple soldier enter a cannon that harnesses their powers to launch them at an opening in the main alien vessel. The man awakens in his home alongside his family, as if the previous events were merely a nightmare, but he soon discovers that he is in a simulation generated within the main alien vessel. Exploring deeper inside the vessel, the man comes across pods holding other people in similar simulations, and frees them. He also frees the purple soldier and gains his ability. At one point, the man comes upon a bench where a simulacrum of his family is gathered. He may sit down on the bench, which results in his death, or continue onward. At last, the man enters a vast chamber, where countless other people stand before a trio of alien entities. The entities summon another simulation of the man's house and family. There are 3 outcomes depending on how the man responds. First, he may enter the simulation, surrendering to the aliens to be with some semblance of his lost family again. The post-credit scene shows the false house surrounded by a still sea, and it is unlit and seemingly devoid of life. Second, he may ignore the offering and appears to sacrifice himself to destroy the alien entities and defeat the invasion. The post-credit scene shows the dog sitting alone in front of the family's now overgrown house, with fallen alien vessels crumbling around it. And as an unseen craft approaches the house from above, the dog looks up and wags its tail. Third, he may summon a cell holding his family and sacrifice himself to release them. Yeah, do you get that? Did you understand it? 'Cause I still don't. The game has quite a late load. I don't know if that's a thing. It is a thing now because I said so. It's like you got some story beats here and there for 60% of the game. Then it's suddenly you're at a base, suddenly you're training, suddenly you're being loaded onto a cannon, and now you're a missile, but now you're home. But no, it's actually all fake. And then what the Wikipedia page I just read says. I still cannot make sense of what all of that was. Inside's plot was vague. You're a boy and you're moving to the right. You got weird parasite things and zombie-like people and also a blob. I can't really tell you what Inside Story is, but I can vaguely tell you what it's all about. Somerville's plot is not so vague, and I think keeping Inside's signature style of no dialogue, no story besides the environment, was a mistake here. What's worse is the puzzles are significantly worse in quality than in Limbo or Inside. Listen, I'm not a smart man. I finished part 1 and 2 almost exclusively by using guides. I genuinely don't know how to do half the shit these games put forward. And as expected, about 25% of the way through Inside or Limbo, I was using guides. Now, this wasn't a problem for me, because these games have a bunch of other great aspects. But Somerville is a bad puzzle game. I know this because I only had to use a guide for like one or two of the puzzles. Hell, I don't even know if it can be classified as a puzzle game. Chris Olsen, the director for the game, called it a sci-fi adventure game. And honestly, I'd say that's a good way to describe the game. But it doesn't make it good. The adventure genre in video games has gone out of style, mainly because rub thing on thing isn't enjoyable these days. Somerville is an adventure game in the sense that you are going on an adventure and you need to pick up things and sensually rub said thing on another thing, so your brain can feel good about itself. The problem arises when those puzzles are never too complicated. You never really feel like you need to think heavily on the puzzle in front of you to progress. They're all just really simple. Or worse, they're a make-believe puzzle that devolves to red light, green light. That puzzle is done twice, by the way. Other times, you know what the solution to the puzzle is, but there's this one extra step that the game refuses to tell you. Pro tip, when you get here, move the wheel just a little bit. Somehow, that doesn't reverse the thing and make the ball go up. I lost an hour to this goddamn puzzle because it forgot to tell me that. It's legitimately the one time I had to look up a guide. Listen, I've been bitching and I've been moaning about it, but only because this game has all the makings of a fantastic title. Hell, I've seen a lot of people on the internet that love the game, and I don't blame them. The game is genuinely emotional, with incredible sights to see, and an eargasm level sound design that sounds grand, epic, and imposing at times, beautiful and understated at others. Some of you may even be writing off this entire video because I keep comparing it to Inside or Limbo, and if you are, you kinda shouldn't. This game is pretty much what would happen if the founder of Telltale started a new company and made a cel-shaded choose-your-own-adventure game based on the Invincible comics. No matter what it's going to be, it's still going to be held to the standard of Telltale's original work. That's what's happening here. That's what I'm doing. What Somerville is this. Incredibly atmospheric, with excellent sound design and an interesting, albeit weird and ridiculous world. Its puzzles, if you can call them that, are bad and overtly simplistic. It will strike an emotional chord with you and get you thinking. It also has multiple endings, which are so fucking stupid to get, you shouldn't even bother trying. It's Lords of the Fallen levels of convoluted. But there is a very strong experience to be had here. It's just not 100% good experience. Thanks for watching.